Hey guys, today we are going to be beginning the book Twisters and Other Terrible Storms by Will Osborne and Mary Pope Osborne. You may recognize that name. She is the author of the Magic Treehouse books. This is a non-fiction companion guide to the Magic Treehouse book Twisters on Tuesday. We will be reading chapter 1 today. Our key vocabulary that we're going to be looking out for is atmosphere and meteorologist. As we open it, we have a table of contents that is very common in all nonfiction texts. That is a nonfiction text feature. We'll be reading chapter 1 titled Weather, and it'll begin on page 13. We also have a letter here from Jack and Annie, our narrators. It says, "Dear readers, the tornado we saw in Twisters on Tuesday was really scary, but when it was over, we weren't scared. We were curious. We wondered what causes twisters and how twisters are different from hurricanes and other storms. We also wondered how weather can change so much from day to day. When we got back to Frog Creek, we wanted to find the answers to these questions. We decided to track down the facts. We went to the library and checked out books about storms. We watched videos about tornadoes and hurricanes. Our parents took us to a science museum where we learned about weather all around the world. Most interesting of all, we started keeping a record of weather changes in our own backyard. Now we want to share the facts with you. So get your notebook, get your backpack, and get ready to be blown away by the facts about twisters and other terrible storms." Chapter 1, Weather. In May, a twister tears through Texas. It picks up whole houses and smashes them to the ground. In August, a hurricane rages for 3 days in Florida. It destroys entire towns. Thousands of families lose their homes. In December, a blizzard covers most of Michigan in deep snow. Icy winds rip roofs off buildings. People are trapped in their homes for days. These terrible storms seem like nature gone wild, but they are really just a natural part of our Earth's weather. What is weather? Why does the weather change from day to day? Why does it sometimes cause so much damage? To understand weather, you first have to know about Earth and its atmosphere. The atmosphere. Our Earth is covered by a blanket of air. This blanket of air is called the atmosphere. The atmosphere makes it possible for humans, animals, and plants to live on Earth. The air in the atmosphere is made up of different kinds of gases. 2 of these gases are oxygen and carbon dioxide. Humans and animals need the oxygen in the atmosphere to breathe. And we see Annie has a little tip over here, and it says, "The gas is something that is neither solid nor liquid." As we continue reading on that last sentence on page 15. Plants need the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere to make food grow. Jack says, most of the air in the atmosphere is made of a gas called nitrogen. The atmosphere also helps control Earth's temperature. During the day, the atmosphere blocks some of the sun's rays so Earth doesn't get too hot. At night, it holds some of the sun's heat so Earth doesn't get too cold. The atmosphere, it covers all the Earth, made of gases, controls Earth's temperature. The atmosphere is like an ocean of air flowing all around the Earth. It is constantly moving and changing. When we talk about weather, we're talking about changes in the part of the atmosphere that's closest to the Earth's surface. Over here we have Jack and Annie, and it shows that you have, at the very top, you have space, and then the whole space in between is the atmosphere. Then you have the troposphere, and then the Earth. The troposphere is where weather happens. Jack says the atmosphere is hundreds of miles thick. Weather happens in the bottom 10 miles. Annie says that part of the atmosphere is called the troposphere. Meteorologist. Scientists who study the weather are called meteorologists. Meteorologist comes from the Greek word that means happening in the sky. Meteorologists use many tools to gather information about the weather. The information helps them predict what the weather might be like in the future. Annie says to predict means to tell what will happen in the future. Looks like we'll be seeing sunny skies in Frog Creek all weekend. To become a meteorologist, you need to study science, math, and computers. But the most important thing is to be really interested in the weather. Weather tools. Many people study weather in their own homes and classrooms. Here are some common tools for weather watching. An anemometer measures wind speed. Wind vanes show direction of wind. Rain gauge measures rainfall. A barometer measures air pressure. See page 28. Hydrometer measures humidity. See page 33. A thermometer measures temperature of the air. And a notebook to note your weather changes. Hope y'all enjoyed Chapter 1 of Twisters and Other Terrible Storms. Make sure you log into your Google Classroom if you're doing digital work and answer your written response and work on your homework and do your daily language. If you have your paperwork, obviously complete all those things on paper. I look forward to seeing you guys at 1 o'clock today.